You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and can you believe how petty that Victor Newman is being? I mean, I can, but then again, I've been watching for many years, as I'm sure most of you have too, so you can probably believe it too. Victor is intent on punishing Jack Abbott, but is the entire Newman family going to pay the price for this revenge game? Let's dive into what's ahead and who might be collateral damage, but please subscribe if you have not so you don't miss any Young and the Restless updates right here. So raise your hand if you're a Y&R fan who thought Victor Newman was being thoroughly overdramatic when he accused Jack of trying to harm Nikki Newman during that bad scene at her room at the GCAC. I mean, yeah, Jack went over and above the bounds of friendship and the expectations of anybody's Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor. He literally nearly killed himself trying to save Nikki from her own boozy demons. No doubt what Jack did to himself was very stupid, but everybody except Victor can see clearly that Jack risked his life to save hers. He valued Nikki's sobriety over his own. It was dumb, but done with the best intentions. And, you know, he's still paying for that at home because Diane sees he weighed Nikki's life as more important than his own. Her sobriety is more important than his own. She's mad about it too. Remember, Nikki came home from Oregon with her alcohol addiction back in full force because Jordan and Claire put a vodka IV in her arm and pushed her off the wagon. But not only did Victor drop the ball by not sending her to rehab immediately, he didn't even bother to put away the booze in their house before she got home. They have staff. We don't see them, but we know they've got, you know, cook, maid, all that. You call somebody and go, get all the liquor locked away, you know? When your wife is a recovering alcoholic, there should not be bottles of liquor in the house. And if you've ever been an alcoholic, you are always a recovering alcoholic the rest of your life, even if you're sober. That's part of what Alcoholics Anonymous teaches you. It can be a daily struggle for some people. Would you leave bottles of pills lying around a recovered drug addict? No. So to me, Victor is very much at fault for part of Nikki's spiral for not taking better care of her because she started drinking at the house because he made it available, you know, and then it went from there. So now he's lashing out at Jack Abbott, which seems very unfair, but we all know Victor despises Jack, always has, always will. This little detente they've had the last few years is all about to go up in smoke. Victor would rather blame Jack than accept that he made mistakes with Nikki and he contributed to her drunken spiral. It's not enough for Victor to despise Jack. He wants to destroy him. And it seems Victor plans to target Jabo, and he's going to use Jack's wife, Diane, and son Kyle against him. If you are current on Young and the Restless episodes, you know that Victor told Cole Howard to get close to Kyle Abbott, told Michael Baldwin to get close to Diane Jenkins again. He refused to share why he was asking them to do these things as a test of loyalty, but Michael figured it out very easily. He knows it's about Jack. So when Cole was asking Michael what Victor's up to, this is on the the Tuesday U.S. episode, the lawyer told him that clearly Victor's trying to stir up things with Jack. Michael thinks Victor is being unreasonable, but I think he wants to stay close to keep an eye on things. And he told Cole if Victor pushed him to do something shady in regards to Kyle, that then they would kind of deal with it and figure it out from there. So they're going to stay in contact. But let's also remember that Nick Newman told his dad he thought Jack did something remarkable and heroic to help his mother. He thinks Jack should be thanked and not hated. Nikki thinks that. Victoria thinks that. But Victor's tired of hearing this, and he's targeting Jack for basically no reason that anybody else can fathom. So on Friday, this Friday at the end of the week on the 14th, spoilers say Victor hits out at Jack in retaliation. This Tuesday's episode, Victor starts, handing out marching orders to the family. And this is about business changes that all seem part of Victor's bigger plan to mess with Jack, mess with Jabo. Victor tells Victoria Newman that he wants her back at work, but she says she's not ready. She wants to focus on Claire, on her other kids. She isn't sure when she will be ready. And then Adam says, well, if Victoria's coming back, I know I'm going to be sidelined. And Victor says, oh, that's not going to happen because you're going to be over running Newman Media because Nikki is out during her recovery process. And Adam's upset because he thinks Victoria is going to take his job. And then when Nikki comes back to Newman Media, she'll take it back. And then he'll just be, on the outside again. And so he's asking his dad, are you unhappy with me? I thought I was doing a good job. And Victor's getting annoyed. And he's like, did I say that? And then Nick is right there backing up Adam. He's like, look, the two of us are, helping run things at Newman Enterprises. We're doing a good job. We're working together. We just scored this big deal that, you've wanted for a couple of years. And then Nick asks his dad, did you even ask Mom before you started making all these changes and telling us to do all this? And then Victor just explodes, yells at the kids, says he wants what's best. But does he really? Is his head on straight at this point, or is he just too angry? I mean, is there rehab for power addiction? Maybe Victor needs to check into that. Victoria and Adam both agree he should stay right where he is at Newman Enterprises, and Nikki should go back to run Newman Media once she's feeling better. And with basically the two who are always at odds in agreement, they're like, this is what we think, we're done. They take off and they leave Victor there with Nick on Tuesday. And Victor absolutely refuses to tell his son why he's making these drastic changes. Then Nikki shows up, takes the same side as Nick and Adam and Victoria, and she thinks Victor is trying to punish her for saying that she wants Jack to stay as her sponsor. So whatever Victor is plotting, these changes at the family business seem like part of it, because otherwise, why mess with the soup when it's fine, right? So it's not clear what Victor's planning. I just wonder if he wants Cole to get closer to Kyle to lure him. Kyle's not happy at Jabo. He thinks he should have Diane's job, and he thinks she's doing a terrible job at it. Michael's getting closer to Diane, so maybe he's supposed to amp up her frustrations with Kyle, and then maybe Cole's supposed to amp up Kyle's frustrations with his mom. Maybe Victor's plan is to pit two of them, the two executives, at each other with Jack stuck in the middle, so he'll be distracted, and then Victor can make whatever move he's planning to make. But, Victoria's not going to like Victor using Cole. Summer's going to hate her granddad for targeting Kyle. Nikki's going to like Victor targeting Jack or Jabo. Adam considers Jack a friend. He's not going to like any of this. Nick's not going to like any of this because he agrees Jack did something good for Nikki. So the bottom line, none of the family is going to understand or agree with Victor targeting Jack. And if he's not going to listen to them, then Victor may wind up ripping his own family apart and his own company apart instead of Jack's. I mean, is it going to backfire on him? Let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Is Victor about to burn down his own house while trying to burn down Jack's? Is that how it's going to go? We will see, but definitely let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't, and be sure and come back soon. We are here talking Young and the Restless 7 days a week, and as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.